Hello everyone, welcome to Study Time. In this video, we are going to see Class 4 English, Unit 4, Chapter 8, Alice in Wonderland. I'm going to explain this story and then we'll be discussing the textbook solutions and explanations. The purpose of this video is to make kids understand. Students are highly recommended to write their own answers based on their observations. Alice in Wonderland. This is a story about a girl and a white rabbit. One day, Alice was lying under a tree listening to her sister reading a story. Suddenly, she saw a white rabbit scamper by. He had pink eyes and was wearing a blue coat. He took out a big watch from his waistcoat pocket and as he hurried away, he said, "Oh dear, I'll be too late." See, Alice saw a white rabbit. It had pink eyes. It also has a big watch in his hand. It is wearing a blue coat and red color waistcoat. She thought there was something very different about this rabbit. It could talk, it wore a red waistcoat and it carried a watch. Alice wondered, a talking rabbit? A rabbit who wears a waistcoat? Alice was burning with curiosity and she followed the white rabbit. Alice wondered about this talking rabbit and she followed the white rabbit with curiosity. The rabbit started running and Alice followed the rabbit. The rabbit suddenly pooped down a large rabbit hole. Alice jumped into the rabbit hole too. The rabbit went down and down and down and down into the rabbit hole. So the rabbit went into the rabbit hole. Alice followed her and she also jumped into the rabbit hole. Alice said aloud, "Where am I? How many miles down have I fallen? I must be getting somewhere near the center of the earth." She wondered, "Will I slip through the earth to the other side?" She got afraid after falling into the rabbit hole. She said that she might slip through the earth to the other side. Thump! Alice landed on a pile of dry leaves. She looked around quickly and suddenly saw the white rabbit again. It disappeared saying, "Oh my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting." So Alice landed on a pile of dry leaves. So she saw the rabbit and it disappeared saying, "Oh my ears and whiskers." What is whiskers? The long hair that you see on the face of animals is called as whiskers. So it said this and the rabbit disappeared. Alice stood up and saw a small door about 15 inches high. It was too small for her to go through. So she saw a small door about 15 inches high. She also saw a glass table with a golden key on it. So she's seeing a golden key on a glass table. She tried the little golden key in the lock and to her delight it fitted. So with that key she opened. Alice opened the door and looked into the loveliest garden she had ever seen. How she longed to be among those beds of bright flowers and those cool fountains. But she could not ever get her head through the doorway. "Oh, how I wish I could become smaller," she exclaimed loudly. So after opening the door, she saw a loveliest garden she had ever seen. She also saw beds of bright flowers and those cool fountains. She exclaimed loudly that, "Oh, how I wish I could become smaller." So she followed the rabbit and she saw a loveliest garden. So what was present in that garden? Beds of bright flowers and cool fountains. So this is what she saw after following the rabbit. This part is adapted from Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Next, we'll be seeing new words and textbook solutions from this chapter. New words. First one, scamper. Meaning is to move in a hurry. Example sentences: many students scamper while reaching their school. Hurried. Meaning is to rush. Example sentences: he hurried to get ready to hospital. Pooped. To go somewhere without any notice. Example sentences: my teacher pooped in the class. Next, disappeared, vanish. The insect disappeared in the dark. Next, whiskers. Whiskers are long hair on the face of animals. See, here you can see the picture of a cat which has long hair on its face. Example sentences: the whiskers of cats are very attractive. Question answers. First one, while listening to the story, what did Alice see? While listening to the story, Alice saw a white rabbit running hurriedly. Second question, what was different about the rabbit that Alice saw? The rabbit that Alice saw was different from other rabbits because of the following features. It was wearing a blue coat and a red waistcoat. It could talk. It carried a big watch in his hand. Next, where did the rabbit go? The rabbit went into the rabbit hole. Fourth one, how did Alice reach Wonderland? Alice jumped into the rabbit hole following the rabbit and reached the Wonderland. Fifth question, what strange things did Alice see? Alice saw a very small door about 15 inches high. Alice further saw a glass table on which a golden key was lying. She opened the lock with the golden key. Alice saw loveliest garden with beds of bright flowers and cool fountains. Sixth one, describe in your own words the garden that Alice saw. Alice saw the loveliest garden from the doorway. It was filled with different colors of beautiful flowers and cool fountains. Seventh one, draw the garden of your dreams. You can draw your own dream garden. I have given one picture for your reference. Next, tick the correct answer. The rabbit had pink eyes. Who was burning with curiosity? Alice. Who fell down and down? The rabbit. Who said, oh my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting? The rabbit. The garden Alice saw was lovely. Let's talk. Here few questions are given. Let's discuss the questions now. First one, describe some of the sounds you hear at night. During night we hear strange sounds of dog, frog, insects, blowing wind and night watchman's whistle sound. Second question, imagine you are Alice and your partner is a rabbit. What would you do? If I were Alice and my partner were a rabbit, I would have followed my partner to the Wonderland. Third question, what do you think Alice saw in the garden? Alice saw beds of bright flowers and cool fountains in the garden. Fourth question, how could Alice have got into the garden? Alice got into the garden using the golden key that was kept on the glass table. Next, let's write. Find one word from the story that means, first one, to walk fast. The one word from the story that means to walk fast is hurry. Next, to think, wondered, happy, delight. To be seen nowhere, disappeared. At once, quickly, move fast, scamper. To be inquisitive, curious. Next, give another word for the ones given below with similar meanings and make sentences. Make sentences with each of the opposites of these describing words and make sentences with them. Here, 5 words are given. The words which are written in blue are similar meanings of the given word. See, lovely meaning is similar word is beautiful. Talking, similar word is speaking. Listening or observing. See, view, center, middle. These are the similar words. Next we are going to see opposites of the given words. Lovely, opposite is ugly. Her dress was ugly. Talking, opposite is silent or quiet. He is silent by nature. Listening, opposite word is speaking or talking. Ram is speaking to a friend. See, ignore. Don't ignore elders' advice. Center, side or border. The border of this picture is black. Imagine you are going on a journey to the center of the earth. What do you think you will see? What would you feel? So in the beginning you could see rocks, dust, soil, mud, water, etc. At the center of the earth you can see red hot core which would have had 1000 degrees of temperature. Further you would see volcanoes, hot magma and rocks in liquid form. So what would you feel? You can write whether you feel afraid or excited. You can write what do you feel when you go this journey to the center of the earth. Next, fourth one. Alice follows a strange rabbit because she wants to know a number of things. Rearrange the words to make questions that Alice has in her mind and put a question mark. First one, talk rabbit a how can. So here first what you have to write is you have to write the question word. What are question words? How, when, where. So those are question words. First you have to write the question word, then you have to write the auxiliary word. Can, is, could. So those are auxiliary word. Then you have to write subject. A rabbit is such a subject. Then you have to write the verb. How can a rabbit talk? Here second one, going, he is where. Here you have to write first the question word where, and then you have to write the auxiliary verb is, then you have to write the subject he, then you have to write the action word going. So where is he going is the answer for this. Next, read he can time the. You have to write the auxiliary word. Here you don't have question word, so you have to start with auxiliary word can, and then he. Can he read the time? Hurry is in a why he. So here you have to write the question word first, why, and then auxiliary word verb is why is he in a hurry. This is how you have to frame questions. So chapter 8 unit 4 ends here. Hope this video is easy understanding. Thanks for watching.